Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Muhammad Ali Hamza and I have with me Mr. Asad Butt. Today it's another program on Kashmir issue. As you know, that it's been 25 days, the Kashmiris are under siege. They are facing the brutal curfew. They do not have an access to medicine, education and all the basic elements of life. Beside that, a recent genocide report exhibits and explains the brutality of India on Kashmiri people. Thousands of people have been killed in last few years. We have also witnessed that the Prime Minister of Pakistan has clearly said that we will use all the platforms to fight the case of Kashmiris. And also, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Imran Khan, has mentioned that we can go to any extent if we ever want to for the Kashmiris. Mr. Asad, genocide report. On the other hand, UAE is giving a civil award to Modi. Another episode is the G7 countries are meeting together, and today Trump and Modi met, and they all are just seeing this brutality of India and they're just commenting or passing their opinions. They are not doing anything practical.
Yeah, that's right, because we need to understand that every nation has to keep its own interest first and then the interest of any other nation. So it is called the diplomacy. When you have interaction with every country individually, you need to convince them that you are in a position where you can serve their interest.
So you are saying that human beings do not have an interest of the life of human beings? Then?
Unfortunately, practically speaking, yes. We need to understand this reality in this world. We have to create an interest in every other nation so that we can convey this message that if the Kashmir issue is not resolved, they are going to be affected in one way or the other.
We have witnessed thousands of people around the globe came before for the Kashmiris, and those were not only Muslims, but we do not see any strong evidence that okay, the superpowers are going to solve this issue.
Yeah. One thing which can be very evident to every nation, that both the countries, I mean Pakistan and India, are nuclear powers, and underestimation of any other ideas or any other power is going to
sabotage the entire world.
It's going to lead us to any verge of destruction which may affect any other nation.
You're right that the world has to realize the sensitivity of the problem, but we have witnessed that when Modi and Trump met in France on G7 countries meetup, there again the Modi explained that it's a bilateral issue and we do not want to disturb the world to resolve the problem. We will resolve it ourselves, but we do not see any forward movement by Modi to solve the issue.
Well, obviously the Modi would not, because Modi has committed to his own nation that he is going to take.
Is the world blind?
No, not blind, but obviously we need to create an interest. Unless we don't create any interest in the eye of any other nation, no one will come to rescue us. So that is very important. So we need to understand.
US has an interest that is about the reconciliation with Taliban. So that's an interest the US has.
But we need to use this diplomacy to convey this message to USA. And USA somehow in its mind has this idea that Pakistan is in a very vital position, and it's going to help us regarding the reconciliation and mediation between the Taliban and the other stakeholders. But we need to aggravate this. We need to push it more hard.
How can we aggravate when we talk about UAE king is giving a best civil award, the topmost civil award to Modi? You just witnessed that. No Muslim country has even condemned UAE.
Obviously, as I earlier said, that individual interest. Muslim as a community, at the Muslim country as a community.
So the concept of Muslim Ummah is a flawed idea?
Practically speaking, yes, it is, because we never convince the world that we are a power. We as a Muslim, as a community, are a power. Always the Muslim community has different interests. We need to bring all the Muslim countries at one table.
We did not see even Iran saying anything about it. Iran is quiet.
Yeah, because Iran is also looking for an appropriate opportunity where Iran can also seek its own interests. So we need to understand that it's a game of practicality.
So what you're saying that if Pakistan's industry is collapsed, if Pakistan economy is not strong, and we cannot give back to the world in the shape of economic benefits, it means let things happen. How is it happening in Kashmir?
Yeah, it is unfortunately
That's so
the correct
painful,
idea,
isn't it?
That's
a joke.
That's a joke. But
How these reports are going to help? Recent genocide report, but we have witnessed many reports by UN Human Rights Commission. We have seen reports about Libya, about Syria, how much killings been taken place, even about Afghanistan. We have the reports, but these reports are useless.
yes, they are. One aspect of your question is that the reports which are coming not complete, in a sense that the world has not given an authorization to go into the valley and to see.
Unfortunately, it's a dilemma, it's a paradox that the world believe that the reports are true because they are the big bodies, and the world is not doing anything about it.
Well, doing something is one thing, and having the complete report is another one. If the world goes and allowed to reach at the places where the genocides and the human crisis is taking place, they will come to know this is much more
It
in
is
the
not
scale.
allowing them.
Yeah, that's the reasons. The world
It's
should.
25th day, Mr. Asad. Can you believe that? I mean, the aged people do not have medicine, the children do not have education, the basic elements and the basic requirements and the wants and needs of life are not getting fulfilled, and the world is so quiet about it. I mean, it's going to linger 5 days or a month, and then ultimately the 370 and 35A is going to be accepted.
It seems, but I believe that when the Prime Minister has stated that we are going to go to any stretch, we are going to do anything. So this is an indication to the world that both the powers are the nuclear one. They should indulge.
When we talk about the plebiscite, they got to choose among two. That is India or Pakistan.
No,
definitely they are going to choose Pakistan.
Plebiscite means that they have a right to do anything.
It means they can ask for their own
They
free
can
state?
ask for their own independence. It's up to
Okay.
them. If they look that the interest match with the interest of the
Do
India.
you think this aspect or this dimension of having freedom from both the state, I mean Pakistan and India, does this have any merit in that?
Well, if the Pakistan is actually the front of the Kashmiri people, presently Kashmiri people are helpless. As you mentioned that they do not have the medicine, genocide is taking place, humanitarian crisis is there. They are not having access to the world outside. So it is only the Pakistan who's having the front of the Kashmiri people. So that is the
Presenting
reason.
their case.
Presenting. So that is the reasons that Pakistan is doing hard in order to convey this message. Look, this issue may be disastrous for the world at large.
Did this statement of Shah Mahmood Qureshi, the exterior minister, did that shock you when he said we should not forget the UAE has given us money?
Well, practically speaking, when we see that at one side the UAE is giving award, the highest award, civil award to the Modi, and at one side it's giving a lot of money to the Pakistan. So this is the time we should decide that whether we are looking for some money or we need to appear as a nation.
They are giving us money, I mean we are braggers, and they're giving respect to Modi?
No, but not at the cost of the issue of the Kashmir. If they are giving money to the Pakistan,
do you think the king of UAE is that childish that he does not understand the sensitivity of the matter?
Well, again, the interest of individual nation is very important.
So you're right, economic interest.
Economic interest, and this is only the beginning. Every nation is actually looking for its own interest and seeing how the thing will take place.
Do you think the internal politics of Pakistan are going to affect our efforts for Kashmir?
Yes, to a certain extent, the internal politics does affect.
So you believe that internal politics do have a negative effect on the efforts for Kashmir?
If not the negative effect, it's going to show the weakness in internal politics.
Being a lawyer, what do you suggest? What should we do on the legal grounds?
Well, of course, we need to have a very practical and very well-versed and experienced legal team
Do we
to
have
present.
for Kashmir?
Well,
We just have representative like Maliha Lodi and others.
Well, they were, but in Gulbhushan Yadav case, we have seen that we had a good team, but we need to make it build up more in order to convey the message to the world.
Have you made any legal team to put Kashmir's issue in the legal manner?
Unfortunately, so far not. We need to work it more harder in order to convey this message to the world.
Just saying that we will go to any extent, we can go for any option, this is not going to work. We have to expedite strong move for Kashmiris.
Yeah.
If we think it's our jugular vein, is it a jugular vein?
Yeah, it is jugular vein. That's very important. We should work that. And Prime Minister and his team does realize that we have to do it, otherwise they are going to be, out of the power in the world, and the nation of the Pakistan will not forget it.
Never forgive that.
Never forget that.
Never
They triggered this thing and they have to conclude it. Otherwise, it's going to have a very bad impact
even on the politics.
For the politics and the PTI government as well.
For the PTI government as well. Mr. Asad, thank you very much for your time. We'll keep talking about Kashmir, and definitely in the coming programs for our viewers, we'll talk about the local issues as well. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll keep talking about Kashmir, and we'll also talk about and discuss the internal political issue and the issues related to our judiciary, education and everything. So stay in touch and keep praying for Kashmiris, because they are facing something we do not realize, because we are having freedom and they do not have. Thank you very much.